Welcome to the Empowered Spirit Show. This is your host, Terry Ann Hyman. I'll explore the connection to the human spirit in a way that helps to navigate your life, including crisis. I am passionate about helping you to open up to your intuition and the metaphysical world of spirit to find your confidence in your own inner guidance. Take a pause, be inspired, learn ways to show up focused, centered, and more dynamic in your everyday life. Welcome back to the Empowered Spirit Show. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining me today. Are you looking for a magical place to shop and hold space? Check out Ritual+Shelter online or in Homewood, Alabama. Browse through the bookshelves covering topics such as energy healing, Reiki, chakras, auras, accessing the Akashic Records, shadow work, astrology, and earth-based healing. You can also find herbal teas and tinctures alongside crystals and oils to help establish a mindful mindset and fluid ambience before meditation, ritual work, and reflection. Ritual+Shelter is dedicated to providing one-on-one, in-depth conversation with customers to help them find the most efficient healing methods and resources that match the customer's unique interest and energy. They offer tarot sessions as well as Reiki, sound bowls, and crystal healing. Visit Ritual+Shelter.com to book an appointment and bring peace back to the body, mind, and spirit. Or find them on Instagram at Ritual+Shelter Shop. As this podcast goes to air, we're moving through this season of spring and it's getting close to summer. Although where I am, we've had several summer-like days. The cosmos have been alive, planets are direct, and the sun has been releasing major solar flares. Even down here in Alabama, we were able to see the northern lights. Pretty fascinating skies with all these cosmic forces. I think most everyone is feeling the intensity of life right now. Lots of deep feelings and changes are coming forward. Most of us are still repattering our past from all that occurred since the pandemic. Maybe we aren't talking about it so much anymore, but it did create lots of instability, social insecurities, and fear. Many people are still finding themselves isolated, working online, not having to go to the office, resulting in holding on to old habits that maybe aren't so healthy. This time of year, as the temperature rises and layers of clothing comes off, it's a time that can bring up even more insecurities, especially with our bodies. Yes, for me, it's swimsuit season. The outdoor pools are opening up soon, and yikes, the body confidence is at play. Do you suffer with this? Does this add another level of stress and panic to your day? Do you walk into the clothes closets and just have a hissy fit? Critical talk coming at you all over the place. Nothing fits. I look horrible. These jeans really make me notice this muffin top. Yeah, I could go on. I've been there. Said it all to myself. But the truth is, it doesn't work. Famous researcher Dr. Brené Brown talks about this. When we shame ourselves, it perpetuates the cycle. We continue doing the same behavior over and over, getting nowhere. It's time to break the cycle. Every year around this time, like I said, I start to stress about that bathing suit. I love to swim in the cool waters with the sun on my back, so I know it's important for me to shape up without the shame and fat talk, as I talked about in last week's episode. It's time to find ways to shape-shift this energy and empower that inner voice to feel inspired to take action. I know I'm an empath, and recognizing I'm an emotional eater has helped me to get out of the gap from where I was to where I want to be. This is how I created the groundbreaking energy psychology technique called gap tapping. Gap tapping is based on emotional freedom technique, but we especially look at what traps you in that gap. All that stuff that you have associated with the foods you love to binge on and cravings that keep you in front of the refrigerator at night. The gap holds deep stuff, and that's what we target in my 7 weeks of soul work shape-shifting course. Shape-shifting out of the old patterns that keep you stuck into the wild woman of summer. An archetypal energy that helps you break the habits, shape up, and feel inspired and imaginative and creative to live your dreams. Summer is about fun, growth, and it brings forward the divine feminine. Why not turn it into an adventure with some shamanic tools and energy psychology techniques? Want to know more? Join me for my free 4-day Gap Tapathon. Yes, it's going to be tap, tap, tap. During the challenge, you will, on day 1, start to look at the mindset that keeps you stuck and addicted to food. Day 2, start to reprogram the emotions that stop you from having the life and body you want. Day 3, start to discover techniques to get out and move the body. Day 4, start to learn why you crave certain foods and a gap tapping technique to clear it away. Don't let your dreams die. Don't fall in. Bridge the gap for your path. The link to sign up will be in the show notes. In today's episode, to help us reinforce this idea of shape-shifting the body in non-traditional means is a way to improve the radiance of your skin with my guest, Dr. Anna Margolina, and her new book co-authored with the amazing Qigong master, Montauk Chia. This book is titled Qigong for Radiant Skin, Taoist Secrets for Inner and Outer Beauty. What a delightful conversation we had and so many great tips we can do at home. In this episode, we talk about Qigong. The skin is a protective organ. The skin is a major organ of the body, actually. Aging, practices you can do to counter this, inner smile, the gua sha, sexual energy, and how you can show up beautiful and radiant no matter what age you are. Before we begin, let's take a moment to pause, breathe, and set an intention for this inner beauty we all hold. So let's begin. So wherever you are, if you can, close your eyes. Taking a nice deep inhale, breathing up the body. And exhale, bringing that breath all the way down, slowing down. Inhale, expanding the breath up the body. Exhale, call all your energy into you. Taking another deep inhale, breathing up the body. Exhale, centering your energy, calling in the spiritual body, aligning right on top of the physical, the mental, the emotional bodies. Taking another deep inhale. And as you exhale, dropping right into the deepest part of your heart. Right here in the very deepest part, feel that connection. Your spirit and the greater spirit. Know that you are loved, guided, protected. Feeling all this energy coming in around you as we call in the masters, the teachers, the archangels for joy and love, the crystal beings for amusement and magnification. Call in your higher self to receive the messages for you. Taking another deep inhale and exhale deep into Mother Earth. Taking this moment and noticing where you are on this great wheel of life. Noticing this path that spring has been guiding you through. Notice what you're growing, feeling, seeing, hearing. And just allow this beautiful part of you, this radiance within you, to magnify all around you for your beauty, your path, your growth. Taking a deep inhale and exhale, feel yourself sitting in this beautiful, vibrant aura of energy. Only good comes to you, only good goes from you. Taking one more deep breath, exhaling all the way down, grounding, centering, opening the heart. Feel the light of your third eye, the radiance of your spirit. And as you're ready, blinking the eyes, back open, coming back. My guest today, Anna Margolina, Ph.D., is a scientist, spiritual teacher, and Qigong and Universal Healing Tao instructor. She has a master's degree in medical biophysics and a doctorate in biology from the Russian Medical State University, Moscow. For more than 20 years, she has worked as an advisor for cosmetic countries in the United States and Israel. She lives outside of Seattle, Washington. Her newest endeavor with Qigong master Montauk Chia has co-authored this book with him and brings these Taoist secrets for inner and outer beauty to us. So let us welcome Dr. Anna to the show. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. I love your subject. I love your book. Beautiful, great for what we need right now as we're starting to change seasons and really talk about that inner idea of who we are that then opens up to the outer appearance of how we show up. Yeah. So welcome. Thank you for coming today and congratulations on your book.
Thank you.
Yeah. So as I go to start, I do like to ask, what inspired you to write this book right now?
Well, the idea of it started much earlier. We started it in 2020. And then we had to kind of slow down as everybody else. But I've been thinking about it for a long time because I studied skin. I know what an amazing organ it is. And when I started learning the practices of Tao, I got his book and I was mesmerized. I started practicing everything. And then I thought, I need a teacher. So I traveled to Thailand and I studied with Master Chia. And he talks a lot about our organs. The Tao is all about organs. We go deeply into our organs and he talks in depth about all organs. But he was talking very little about skin. He talked a little bit of it, but not enough. And this is our biggest organ. So I asked him, well, why we don't talk about skin? And I told him that I studied skin, and he said, let's write the book. And this is how it started.
I have to say, I think that's so funny because as you were talking about the skin as an organ, sometimes I forget, like, oh, yeah, it is. And I use essential oils all the time. And the organ, I always say this, but to really put it in there with the spleen and the pancreas and like, right? It's like sometimes we really do take the skin for granted.
Yes, and it's a very interesting organ because imagine if you had your heart on the outside. That would be so dangerous. You would be constantly trying to keep it safe. But skin is an organ that we wear on the outside. And it has to protect all other organs. It also has to protect itself.
I agree. I agree. You know, my mother always taught me, take care of your skin. She had beautiful skin. And luckily, I got some of that through my DNA, but I also really do appreciate that. And so I can totally understand the idea of kind of coming within, looking at it as another organ and as a protection. And now how can we work with it? Right? That's the important part right here. Yeah. So, how are you blending? Let's talk about that. Blending the Qigong, the idea of that with the idea and what you've learned about the skin, because your book goes into all of it. It shows the pictures, the hair follicles, the
Yes.
epidermis, right? It shows all of that. Yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry. I had to go into
I
anatomy,
love it though.
physiology, because you see, a lot of people, they give you advice, but they do not explain why. Why we have to do this? So, one important thing, if you ask, who am I? Who are you? This very important question that we all have to ask ourselves. Who am I? And the first, the very simple thing, you are inside your skin, right? Everything on the outside is not you. Everything on the inside is you. Next, when you look and you see yourself, you can recognize this is me, this is my face, but what you are seeing is your skin, and your skin is changing, and yet it's still you. Next, your inner feeling, how you feel on the inside, and think how you feel when you have a massage. Somebody is touching your skin. Ooh. All of a sudden, your whole body is feeling good. They only touch your skin. Or if you are wearing an itchy sweater, something icky, all of a sudden your whole body feels gross. So we often do not notice how we perceive ourselves, how we show up. If you believe that you have beautiful skin, how do you show up? Or if you believe that you are very ugly. When I grew up, I believed I was an ugly girl. I had terrible skin, and I wanted to hide only because of skin. So, how important is skin? It's very important.
It is. It's very important. And like you said, it is what is showing up. And yeah, I mean, I've seen, children, teenagers be feeling ashamed or embarrassed and not wanting to show up. And even, the occasional zit too. But even as we age, because now that's kind of where I'm at, I've moved through that stage, right? But it is important. I love the guashas. I use them in my yoga class, and I love the exercises you're giving in there. You had one in there that I just love, the inner smile, and how that is such a principle, but then how you apply it to yourself on a daily basis.
Yes, the inner smile. You see, because skin is so important, and because we identify ourselves through our skin, we often want to do something about it, to put some cosmetics on it. And we often do not realize that because skin is an organ, it's connected to all other organs. You cannot have beautiful skin if all other organs are not working together. So the inner smile is a practice which brings all your organs together in love and gratitude. How often we look inside ourselves and say, thank you, heart. Thank you for everything you do for me. You are so beautiful. You are wonderful. Thank you, lungs. You are amazing. I love you so much. Thank you, God. Oh, my beautiful God. We just don't do it. And if you imagine, if you have people who take care of you, keep you alive, and you never say thank you, how they feel? So our organs are the same. We have to connect to them. We have to reach inside and nurture them with love. And this is what we do through the inner smile.
I love that. And then everything just lifts up. And you go on to talk about it even too, just even the idea of a smile versus, I know life gets harder, you get older and things want to go this way. But if you can lift it up, then it helps the lines on the face and as well the inner organs, as you're saying. Yeah.
Yes, because skin is an organ, right? Skin is an organ, no matter what you do, just like all other organs. It's going to age, just like all other organs. And because skin has this weight, it's pulled down by gravity. And if you don't do anything, and if you have heavy emotions, if we have worry and sadness, and we hold them in our skin, they are heavy. Shame is heavy. They are going to pull your face. Smile lifts up your face.
It does. It is so true.
Smile every day. But it's very important because we learn in America. I did not grow up in America. I grew up in Russia, and we don't smile that much. And when I came to America at first, I thought, oh, people are so nice here. Everybody is smiling. But then I learned a lot of time it's not a real smile. People force smiling, and this smile is different. If you imagine a smile that comes from within, it comes from your heart, even from your toes, just do this little exercise. Notice your toes, wiggle your toes, smile into your toes, and imagine that you are smiling from your toes all the way up, and then your smile blossoms on your face. And then you take this smile and you direct it internally. This is the inner
Beautiful.
smile.
Yeah. It's like radiating your light, letting your light build up into that energy of a smile. High vibration raises everything. And you look so beautiful and glowing as you're doing it. So, yes, it is a very good testament to the work for sure. And you also talk about like skin breathing. I know we do a lot of pranayama in my yoga class. And yes, if my yoga students are listening, this is why I'm doing the gua sha. This is why it stimulates everything. But the skin breathing, tell us a little bit about that.
So skin covers our body. It's a big organ. And what we often don't know or don't pay attention, skin has to breathe because it's an organ. So the skin can absorb oxygen and release CO2. What if we help with our imagination? What if we help skin to breathe? Not only breathe oxygen and CO2, but wash it with radiant energy. We often hold a lot of emotion and energy in our skin. So just imagine, think of all the pores on your skin. We don't like thinking about pores because we want to hide our pores. But they're so important, those little openings in skin. And hair, which again, we don't like if they are not in the right place, women especially. But every hair, imagine every hair like an antenna. Even tiny, tiny hair that you don't even notice on your skin. And if you just imagine breathing into your entire skin and imagining breathing into every hair and then exhaling all the dark and cloudy energy, all the stresses, releasing them. And especially if you exhale, hold it, and then breathe without breathing. Imagine you are taking breath in, but you don't actually breathe. And then you open your skin and energy goes in, and you will notice this radiance, freshness.
Yeah. It is. It's just beautiful to take time and think about it. And as an energy worker, energy teacher, we're doing that microcosmic orbit. We're working with the breath in the body. We're rejuvenating all parts of it. And it's getting out of that mind chatter that we so often find ourselves in. But we make the awareness, as you're showing. I think it's so important, especially as we age. Cosmetics isn't going to do the whole trip. It's really not. It may take away some of the sagging but I think that this creates more of a deeper depth to our life and how we're living and what we're doing. I really do think that this is so needed right now. And it's stuff we can learn to do into our everyday routine, into our habits, into our life. Yeah, definitely. Mention this, and this gets a little intimate and personal, but you do mention that the beauty Qigong uses female sexual energy to activate skin regeneration. Can you talk a little bit about that for us?
Yes. Have you ever been in love? And notice that when you are in love, you glow, you look younger. And this is the most powerful energy of love. We have this love in our heart, but we also have much more powerful energy, which allows us to create. Sexual energy is this beauty elixir. And if you imagine that you can combine love, unconditional love, and sexual energy and create this beauty elixir and saturate every cell, then no matter how old you are, you're going to glow. You're going to look vibrant. So it's so important to understand that we have beauty elixir. It's in us. We just need to know how to use it.
So, with that consciousness and awareness, let it all
Yes.
be inspired and shapeshift the way that you look at your life and deal with your life and really be more empowered, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Book is just filled with so many great tips, science, all of it. It really is. And then the pictures, of course, definitely like if you're no Qigong, right? You see the pictures, you get to see the energy moving. I always say just because we don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening, right? And so we get to use the imagination, we get to use our senses. And I love it because we feel connected to that magnetic force of life from the heavens to the earth. And there's a lot of great content in there. I have to say, I would just like kind of trip off each of the, different aspects of looking about where we came from and the idea of cell and cell consciousness and the new consciousness. So thank you for bringing this work forward. I think it really is amazing. And I love it. And the book is laid out well. The type font is really beautiful as well. It just kind of matches. It includes beautiful color pictures. So awesome, awesome work. And we can find all this information on your website. I'll put the links in, your teaching, what's available for you, and a shout out to Inner Traditions. We love them for publishing the book. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I always like to kind of come back around and just kind of sum it up as we have already kind of said, but how would you leave us with an uplifting thought on this work that you're doing with this radiance, this Qigong beauty can help to empower the spirit right now where we are?
I worked for the beauty industry for many years, and I watched people trying to bring back this youth. And I thought, but what about skin which is older? How beautiful is this skin? When we get older, we have character, we have wisdom. So instead of trying to look like 20 years old, which is just impossible, how about we learn how to radiate our true essence, how to walk into a room and shine at any age just your real beauty, your spiritual beauty, and be proud of who you are at any age. And I imagine women really treasuring themselves at any age and looking beautiful, radiant, vibrant.
Yes. From my heart to yours, thank you for that beautiful, inspiring message. Really, just spiritual beauty, radiate your true essence at any age. Yeah. Thank you. I think we need to hear that more and more. Yeah. Well, all the best of luck with your book. To your spirit.
Thank you.
Namaste. Yes. Tap into that true essence within so that you can walk into any room and shine at any age. Bring forward your spiritual beauty and be proud of who you are, vibrant and radiant. It's time to shapeshift your perception of you. All the links for Dr. Anna will be in the show notes. Come join us for the free 4-day Gap Tapathon. Summer is calling you to live adventurous in your true essence and beauty. Thanks again for listening. This is your host, Harry Ann Hyman. To your spirit, namaste. In the local area of Birmingham, join Ritual+Shelter for their pre-full moon Sagittarius Witchcraft 101 on Wednesday, May 22nd. Gather at the shop to discuss the basics of magic making. The link to sign up will be in the show notes.